What's going on, guys? It's your boy Token, and today we have a brand new series on the channel as we are going to start our journey with a little bit more Showdown lives here and there, as I thought it'd just be a solid way so that going into VGC 18 we can practice with a bunch of different bunch more teams and archetypes than we were able to last season, considering we mainly just had our VGC 17 Battlespot series, and we usually use teams a little bit longer on that. So I want to use teams on the Battlespot ladder once we start that series back up. We are waiting for VGC 18 to more than likely get that underway, and once we start that series back up, I want to use teams on there for 2 weeks, and there'll be like 3 episodes each week, so 6 episodes with one team. So that's a little bit longer to use the same team. However, on Showdown, I feel like we can switch it up and use different teams a decent bit more. So maybe we'll do 3 Showdown lives with a team, and then maybe try to switch it up from there. I'll kind of have to see what I decide on, but however, overall, it will allow us to use more archetypes in the long run. And I do think one of the hugest things about understanding how to beat certain teams is understanding how they function. So I do feel like us being able to use all these different teams is going to really benefit our knowledge when it comes to how to face these teams when we're using our own team to go against them. So I'm excited for that, and I hope you guys are as well. And thank you so much for tuning in into today's episode. If you do end up enjoying today's Showdown live, definitely drop a like down below, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are new, so that you can stay connected with all of these Showdown lives that we're going to start putting up. Today is going to be specific. It is going to be a Battlespot Doubles episode. We will be doing Battlespot Doubles until we get Ultra Sun and Moon, and then obviously until I get to the post game so I can get on the VGC online ladder. But we are starting with some Battlespot Doubles because Battlespot Doubles is pretty much VGC 18. It's missing a few Pokemon, and then there's some other stuff that we're not completely certain about that can also change and stuff like that. And then obviously the timer is one of the hugest things. We have a way longer timer on Battlespot Doubles here than we will in VGC 18, so just some things to keep in mind. But a lot of it is the same gist as VGC 18, and a lot of these teams will more than likely be usable and effective in VGC 18 as well, a lot of the Battlespot Doubles teams. So I'm excited to get underway. We have Megas now. We have the Mega Stones on older Pokemon, not just the Alolan Dex Pokemon. We got a bunch of other Pokemon we can throw those Mega Stones on. And with a little bit of practicing I've been able to do, some of the things that I mainly realize is that I do think the seeds, Misty Seed, Psychic Seed, Electric Seed, and Grassy Seed, I do think seeds will be a lot more interesting this year, as we have a few more unburdened Pokemon, not just Drifblim. And then in general, the seeds, just with more Pokemon to our disposal, there's just so much more possibilities with seeds. So I'm really interested in seeing how seeds have an effect on this meta for the long run. Obviously, Z-moves will be interesting as well, especially with Megas around. Do Z-moves kind of trade off Megas? Do they not? Is it just too overpowering of a format? We'll kind of have to see how we feel about that. So overall, I'm just excited to see how these new Pokemon do in the format as well. So we have a spicy sample team that I was able to find online, and we're just gonna rock out with it and see if we can win some games. I've been practicing with it a little bit, so we'll see if we can win some games and also get quality opponents. I'm not the highest on the ladder, so if I get a bad opponent, we'll we'll move on to the next game, and I'll be the one that you guys see. Anyways, here though, what we have is to start out the teams. This team's all over the place, so we'll have to go into it in detail. But pretty much the main Pokemon on the team, I would have to say, is this Mega Salamence, and it is going to be a more bulky Mega Salamence. As you can see by its moves pool, it does have Roost instead of the typical like Earthquake or some other coverage move you usually see, rather than Roost. This one is going to be rocking out with Roost. We kind of want Salamence to kind of stick around and be as big as a threat as it can, and obviously use that Dragon Dance that it's ever so popular for as best as it possibly can. So that's what we're trying to do with Salamence, and this bulky Salamence set does live stuff very well. And I haven't been using Roost that much, though. That is one thing out of the good few games I have played. I haven't been using Roost that much. That may be something to consider. Maybe it's not the best idea, but I do. So far, it hasn't came in clutch for me. But obviously, I'm still learning how to use the team. So we'll leave it for now and hope that we start to use it better. But obviously, Salamence before Megas is also going to have Intimidate as its ability. So nice to start the team with an Intimidator that's also a very huge threat to my opponent's team. Just a powerhouse. Mega Salamence is going to be one of the main Megas we see throughout the format, especially because if you're unaware, its Mega once it's Mega'd, its ability becomes Pixelate, and not Pixelate, Aerialate, and Aerialate does make Return a flying type move, so a stab flying type move that does heaps of damage. So really nice there. Next is going to be a very interesting member on the team, and it's going to be Raikou. And Raikou is not a Pokemon that we saw a lot of, even in the VGC 2015 format, which does replicate this one, it looks like, very heavily. However, though, yeah, Raikou is not a usable Raikou didn't see too much usage then, definitely a lot more than it has seen recently. So we'll see if Raikou can come through for us. This Raikou is going to be rocking out with an Electrium Z to kind of obliterate certain Pokemon that it needs to really hit hard. And it's going to have Thunderbolt. Obviously, you need that strong stab electric type move that can't miss over Thunder. Then we have Snarl so that we can lower the special attack. This team is huge on just really weakening your opponent's Pokemon to where they're not doing damage, and then from there trying to overpower them because their Pokemon aren't doing damage. So weakening the damage that your opponent is able to deal out is pretty much what the gist of this team is about. As Raikou not only has Snarl, it also has Reflect, so that their physical type attacks do less as well. I haven't seen the most opportunities to use Reflect, considering that Raikou Pressure is one of the most prevalent Pokemon in the format in Charizard Y very heavily, but Charizard Y is almost always next to a Lightning Rod user, so it kind of makes it tricky with Raikou forcing switches to the point to where you know you have a free turn, so you can just go for Reflect. So Reflect's also a move that I'm still trying to get the grasp on when's the best time to go for it. But this Raikou EV spread is really nice. It lives a ton of different things, and then you don't really need too much more speed than 228 to outspeed what you really can outspeed. So I like the EV spread. It's nice. I don't know a lot of the specifics, but I do know that there's like certain attacks that it does live, so not bad at all. Next, we're going to get into Aegislash. Aegislash is going to be a little different Aegislash than you're used to as well. This Aegislash, is the main difference with this one is that it's not going to have a Steel type move. There's no Iron Head, or there's no Flash Cannon on this Aegislash. This Aegislash is going to have Toxic instead, and also have Substitute. But yeah, Toxic, so they can really wear down some Pokemon that could be annoying for teams to deal with, such as Porygon 2, such as Cresselia, stuff like that. Suicune, just get a Toxic off and then really start to wear them down as it kind of subs up and then kind of hides behind the sub and King Shields. Just a really nice Aegislash. It's going to be very defensive, so it can live hits really well. So we got 220 in HP for bulk, and then 236 in special defense with a calm nature. This allows, I think it lives on unboosted Heat Wave. I mean a Heat Wave not boosted by Sun, so that's pretty much what I meant by unboosted. And then 52 in speed. I'll say it outspeeds some threatening slower Pokemon, but then also really nice for the mirror match of other Aegislashes and moving before them. And it allows it to move faster than a good few slower Pokemon that it wants to get a Toxic off on before they're able to attack. So not too bad there. Next we do have Gastrodon, and Gastrodon's always been known for a Pokemon that just sits on the field, but its main knock has been that it doesn't really do anything at that time that it's sitting on the field, so then your opponent is able to then prioritize the opposite Pokemon on the field. However, though, this Gastrodon is going to have Earth Power, which is really nice. Obviously, we didn't have Earth Power in VGC 17 for Gastrodon, so actually having that to our disposal is going to be really nice, especially Icy Wind as well for speed control. And rather than just having Ice Beam, which would be mainly for Landorus, this gives us a lot more utility out of going for an Ice type attack with Icy Wind, as it lowers both of my opponent's Pokemon speed stat by stage. And then we're walking out with a Wiki Berry, so as Gastrodon's really bulky and very few things can hit it hard, considering that its only weakness is grass. So Gastrodon often does get to that Super Citrus Berry range, below 25%. Then obviously Storm Drain, just an amazing ability to make sure our team's not too afraid of those water type attacks coming towards us. And Gastrodon, it is going to be 60 in special attack with a Modest Nature. Don't want Gastrodon to be too passive here though, as we do need Earth Power to do a good amount of damage because it is our only ground type move. And there's a lot of ground weak Pokemon in the format: Aegislash, Heatran, Tyranitar, Excadrill. There's some Pokemon that are going to be prevalent for the entirety of the format that are weak to ground, so we definitely want our ground type stab attack to do some decent damage. So we're going a little bit more offensive than most Gastrodons. and with that 60 in special attack and that modest nature. Then a lot dumped in defense, 140, full dump in HP for as to be as bulky as possible, and then 52 in special defense and 4 in speed because it's just a leftover EV, and maybe that'll allow us to outspeed other gas Showdowns. Next we have Scrafty, and Scrafty is a Pokemon that actually, why have I not done this already? Shiny Scrafty looks dope. He looks sick, but he still looks cool. Anyways, yeah, Scrafty is going to be the next Pokemon. Scrafty is a Pokemon I've wanted to use since I heard that the new format was going to allow probably national decks. I love Scrafty. It's such a good fake out Pokemon. Its typing's really good. It's not as good in this format as it was in VGC 15, mainly because of Lele. And you'd think, oh, well, Lele is a psychic type and usually goes for a psychic type move, so I can switch in on that. And yes, I have switched in Scrafty on plenty of predicted Shattered Psyches and other type psychic attacks, just psychic. However, though, then Lele can just go for Moonblast the following turn, obliterate Scrafty because it's times 4 super effective, and stab. Scrafty upon switch in can't go for fake out because Lele has its psychic surge up and it disallows fake out. So Scrafty really dislikes Lele. It really dislikes Lele. But other than that, Scrafty's really nice this year. But yeah, just the Lele matchup is the only thing that's really hurting Scrafty for me. But if Scrafty's going to be bulky, Assault Vest, Intimidate gives us a second Intimidator, and a more reliable one considering that Salamence is meant to Mega Evolve on this team. Pretty standard move pool, and then just a lot dumped in HP for bulk. 188 in attack, allows like Ice Punch to knock out Landorus if it's not -1, and 76 in defense. And then a sassy nature, nothing invested though, just a sassy nature, so you can at least invest something in that special defense stat. And then obviously sassy makes speed go down. We want Scrafty to be slow. There's no need to make it fast. We need kind of a trick room counter on this team, and Scrafty can provide us with a little bit of that. And last but definitely not least is Volcarona, and Volcarona is going to be Choice Scarf on this team. And it's a very interesting addition on this team. Volcarona is going to be running a move pool of Flamethrower, Struggle Bug, Hidden Power Ice, and Overheat. And Volcarona has really been one of the MVPs of the team so far as I've been testing it, as Scarf Struggle Bug can be extremely annoying to deal with, because I actually initially upon using this team didn't realize that Struggle Bug Struggle Bug hits both Pokemon on the opposite side of the field, and it does also lower their special attack. So both of them have a special attack decrease. If your opponent's relying too heavily on special attackers, Volcarona can really make it frustrating for them to deal enough damage, which is exactly what we're going for here. And then just Scarf, fire type attacks, powerful fire type attacks can really catch your opponent off guard on a lot of strong but fire weak Pokemon, Weavile, other stuff like that. And then Scarf Hidden Power Ice can also come into effect with Landorus, but I've been playing around people who've been using their Landorus really well, so I actually haven't got a Scarf Hidden Power Ice into a Landorus, but we'll get there. 236 in special attack to still hit hard, 236 in speed because that's all we really needed to invest, 28 in defense for some better defensive bulk considering that it's a very frail defensive Pokemon, Volcarona, and then just 4 dumped in HP on its special defense because that's what was left over. So that's pretty much the team. It is meant to make it to where your opponent's not doing enough damage. So kind of Scarf Struggle Bug and Snarl, and then obviously Reflect, like use all those to your disposal and slow down your opponent. And then also the combination of Fake Out and Dragon Dance Salamence is just very simple but a very nice strategy as well. And then we do have some slower threats here for Trick Room as well. And Aegislash just kind of has to be used well. The team isn't the best when it comes to switch-ins, but still a very solid team, and I'm excited to get on the ladder and use it. So we're gonna hop on the ladder. Hopefully we can find some good opponents though, so we'll see if we can do that. All right, let's hop on the ladder. Alright, so my opponent is going to have a team of Rain, so Politoed and Ludicolo. Then they have Tapu Koko, Gothitelle, I'm assuming Mega Mawile, and Pangoro. So this is a very interesting team. I really don't know what Pangoro is up to. I could imagine that it's Scarf though, because otherwise it'd be too slow in a format that's going to be filled with fairy types. So very interested in what that Pangoro wants to do. And then Gothitelle is interesting as well. There's some very interesting Pokemon being used here by my opponent. I think I lead Volcarona. No, or maybe not. Or maybe not. Do I just go Raikou, Scrafty? Kinda just want to go Raikou, Scrafty. And then Gastrodon in the back with Mince. Yeah, Raikou, Scrafty, Gastrodon, and do I go Mince in the back? I do want to go Mince in the back, I'm pretty sure. Alright, I just hope I don't regret not bringing Volcarona. Alright, this looks like Perish Trap. I don't want to waste my Z move. But I also want to obliterate one of these two Pokemon right here, right now. And nothing else is going to have Perish Trap. I'm just going to go for the Gigavolt Havoc and fake out the Gothitelle. It might be a bad play. Definitely could be. But if he doesn't protect the Politoed and Thunderbolt doesn't kill, and considering how bulky Politoed is, I will never forgive myself. So we are just going to fake out a Ludicolo. And we get Hydro Pumped and he crits us. Oh, that stings badly. That really stings. Crap. That really stings. What we can do now is I definitely have to take out Salamence. I mean Gastrodon, I can't take the grass type attack, and I'm gonna knock off the Ludicolo. Yeah, obviously grass type attack. Knock off the Ludicolo. What item did it have? It had an Assault Vest. Interesting. I'm gonna Mega and Protect, and I am going to knock off the Ludicolo again. Maybe that was a misplay. I probably should have just went for a Drain Punch, but that was probably a misplay. I clicked my move too soon. Oh, either way, I'm getting charmed. Alright, so now I understand the strategy. It's kind of to spam Charm. That shouldn't kill. Because it crits again. Now it does. Oh my lord. Alright, so we lost this game. The double crits just completely lost that game for us. So we'll just keep marching on. Ain't much we can do about double crits like that. So alright, now we got an opponent of a team with Togekiss, Ninetales, Mismagius, Crocodile, Mr. Mime, and Amoonguss. Really curious what the Mr. Mime and Mismagius want to do. Mismagius not as much, but definitely Mr. Mime. I can see Ninetales being led, so that makes Salamence not the best lead, or Gastrodon because of freeze dry. I could go Scrafty, Raikou, but then that doesn't give me, it gives me only Fake Out as an answer to Gastrodon, but then I can just do a switch if necessary. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Volcarona in the back, and Volcarona looks nice here. And I think I still just want to go Salamence, because literally Salamence is only really threatened by the, yeah, it's only threatened by the Alolan Ninetales. See, Ninetales, no Alolan Ninetales, okay. Very interesting on my opponent's behalf. Well, at least I'm putting on very solid pressure on the Togekiss for it to maybe want to switch out and not stay in. Either way though, I do think it's in my best interest to get something in that can do more damage to the Amoonguss. Or I could, no. Yeah, either way I have to Fake Out here, and then I could Gigavolt Havoc the Togekiss, but I do think best, yeah, as that wouldn't have worked out as best as I would have liked. So my opponent does just Protect. So that's fine. What we'll do here is we'll switch in Raikou on this slot now, and my opponent doesn't have the best fire switch in. So I am just going to go for the overheat, and we'll see what he decides to do. Let's hope I don't miss, though. Because we do see the Rage Powder, and we do see a Moongus go down, so that's solid. Do we see a Calm Mind? No, we see a Z move. Z Tailwind. Oh, no. No. The only thing I see myself disliking is there's a bunch of little nichey, not too favorable strategies that are going to come about, such as this Z Tailwind. Togekiss's critical hit ratio going upward is definitely not something I'm fond of seeing. However, though, we do have a speedy electric type here. However, though, it's counterintuitive when my opponent gets their when my opponent can get their ground type in. And I really don't want to... I think I have to switch into Mints here. I really want to get Scrafty in, but I don't know how I do it. I want to get Scrafty in and still have Raikou on the field. This is tricky. I think I have to let Volcarona go down. Or here's what I can do. I can switch in Salamence on that slot. And I guess I can just overheat again. Because I can't switch in Scrafty. I can't. Yeah, I'll just overheat again. Oh no. No, not these strategies. Not these. Alright, so I actually don't think we've lost though, even though this strategy is out of this world. Because what we can do here is a Dazzling Gleam or whatever Togekiss. As long as Togekiss doesn't flinch Salamence with an Air Slash, then we can fake out the Crocodile. Alright, it doesn't, and Crocodile probably protects. Alright, is it going to? Yes, it does. Alright, perfect. That's fine. Because I'm Dragon Dancing here. And then I protect. And here, who's more valuable to the team currently? Scrafty or... I think definitely Raikou. So I'm going to protect. Opponent just goes for Blizzard. And Power Trip and a Scrafty. Scrafty lives that though. Oh, and he just misses out on taking out the Crook. Oh, that really sucks. Alright, and we just get a forfeit. I'm not sure I agree with the forfeit there. Just because of the fact that that didn't kill Crocodile, I still had to decide if the Crocodile or the Ninetales was the bigger threat there. But I guess I could have just knocked out the... Yeah, no, the forfeit does make sense because I would have just knocked out the Ninetales then because I think it had a little bit of chip. Unless that was Sash Ninetales, that could have backfired on me. But I do think Ninetales had a little bit of chip. My opponent would have likely knocked out Salamence with his Crocodile, and then I knock out Crocodile with my Scrafty, and then it is Raikou versus Togekiss at the end there, and we obviously know who's going to win that with me also having the Gigavolt Havoc to my disposal. So not a bad game there, definitely much better and less hacksy than that first game we got where he just kind of got thrashed by those crits. So let's just hop into a few more games here. But definitely in the comment section below, let me know what you guys think of this team. Do you think this team is good? Do you think this team could be good once the official VGC 18 format does get underway? And let me know if you guys have practiced any Battlespot doubles yourself. And definitely feel free to throw any teams in the comment section that you have found success yourself with, that you would kind of want me to showcase on the channel. And always feel free to say hi to me if you do end up running into me on the Showdown ladder as well. But anyways, here guys, we do have what looks like the New Age Chalk, and that is going to consist of Kangaskhan, Tapu Fini, Landorus, Zapdos, Amoonguss, and Heatran. Obviously we have some new members on this form of Chalk, as Thundurus is no longer around because Thundurus, the main reason Thundurus was previously a part of Chalk as like the 5th or the 6th member was because of just how ridiculously annoying and sometimes OP Swagger, T-Wave, and Swagger, Thunderwave with the ability of Prankster attached to it, how overwhelming that could be sometimes. However though, we did get the Thunderwave nerf, and we did also get the Confusion nerf, so that doesn't look like as good as a strategy anymore, so Zapdos will more than likely be a lot more used than Thundurus moving forward. So that's the new one of the new members. Then the other new member is this Tapu Fini rather than having Cresselia. But I do think Tapu Fini brings the Ice Beam that you really like with Cresselia, but it also disallows the status, which is really nice for a team like this. So very interesting how we should go about this. Do you think Volcarona Scrafty doesn't sound too bad? Yeah, I actually really like Volcarona Scrafty. It deals with the fake out from Kangaskhan can backfire on my Volcarona, and if he doesn't fake out Volcarona, then I overheat and OHKO the Amoonguss if it's a Kangaskhan Amoonguss lead, and if not, then I just fake out his Amoonguss as he fakes out my Volcarona, and then Volcarona can still kill it the following turn. So I like that lead a lot. It even looks good against some opposing other leads that my opponent can come up with. I'm debating if I want Gastrodon or not. I do think it's useful here because it's good against Landorus, it's good against Zapdos, and it's good against Heatran. And then last but not least, I want Aegislash. Aegislash kind of doing this one. Raikou definitely not, so it's between Salamence and Aegislash. Who would provide us more in this game? Salamence or Aegislash? Aegislash can play some real good games. That's my opponent though. I just like Salamence a little bit more though, so we're going to rock out with Salamence in this one. We do see the Amoonguss. We see Amoonguss Landorus lead. Alright, so that actually frightens me, because Landorus is base speed. Alright, it's not faster, but if Amoonguss protects, actually, we can easily just... I'm not even going to fake out Landorus. Or actually, that might be stupid though. In case the Amoonguss switches out. So I am. And I'll overheat. Alright. Nice. Doesn't look like my opponent switched out. And that is going to OHKO. Don't think the crit mattered. It's killed before, but I don't know his set in particular. So I can't say that didn't fully matter, but I don't think it did. So that turn 1 did go well. Getting rid of Landorus would have been nice as well, but I do think Amoonguss was the bigger threat. Now we do have Tapu Fini staring us down, and we're not in a good position at all, though, and that was something I actually should have kept in mind a little bit better. Yeah, I have to pull the double. So I'm going to switch Salamence in for Volcarona because I can't be locked into overheat as Landorus switches out anyways, which is very weird to me. And then Gastrodon. Ooh, my opponent just takes this turn to call mine. That's actually a really good play. Here I'm just gonna Icy Wind and Mega Evolve Protect. It's kind of all I can do. Landorus will probably come back in to lower my return, possibly. And ooh, the Misty Seed on Zapdos. That's a really nice touch. So my opponent goes for the Tailwind. Oh, and they just go for another one. I didn't expect that. Not another one. Oh man, it's not looking too good. I'm gonna go Volcarona because my opponent has to go for Moonblast with Tapu Fini on my Salamence. Ooh, not the double though. Don't double. Okay, Volcarona, thank you for living that. Alright, so we're gonna lower the speeds even more, or at least would have if we wouldn't have missed that that's very crucial. It's -2, so should be back to normal speed. So should I just go for... Then I just go for Icy Wind and then I go for Struggle Bug to try to get this thing back down to a normal. Because I should be fast. I don't know if I'm faster than the... Because that doubles its speed, but then it's staged down. So I don't know if I'm... I think I am. Yeah, I'm faster than both of them. Okay. So we'll go for Struggle Bug to lower Bolt special attack, and then we'll go for Icy Wind again. Opponent gets a crit. It's gonna cause us to lose our Gastrodon. Here I definitely protect, and I just struggle bug again. Landers will likely come in. I couldn't see why Landers wouldn't come in here. However, though, I have to get Scrafty in on a free switch, and so I can fake out for Salamence, and then I can get a Dragon Dance off, and then hope. I think I would honestly need a crit or something here. I really didn't expect my opponent to call mine on both of those turns, and the reason why I was kind of considering my first turn play a little bit more was because of how bad of a position I kind of put myself in on what looked like a good play. So that's something you got to realize sometimes, that seemingly good plays can honestly not really be as good as you think they are. But alright, that's going to be all we get from Volcarona. Then I have to Dragon Dance. Yeah, I have to Dragon Dance either way though. And Finny protecting doesn't bother me at all. Thing is, how much is a Dazzling Gleam plus a... I think I have to Dragon Dance again. I honestly think I have to. So I'm going to go for it. My opponent has only showed me Dazzling Gleam. They haven't showed me Moonblast yet. Oh no. No, that did too much damage. That did way too much damage. Yeah, that's... Oh, the crit again. Alright, that's definitely a game. GG's to my opponent. I had to Dragon Dance again, just because of the fact that I wasn't going to do enough damage to pretty much sweep the team with Salamence there. Considering that I was still at neutral because of the Landorus's Intimidate. So I definitely wasn't going to be able to live to knock out that Tapu Fini. I needed that extra boost to really overwhelm my opponent with offensive pressure. However, though, I didn't expect the Z move on Landorus, so definitely nice on my opponent's end and definitely going to get them a win. Thank you guys so much for tuning in into today's Showdown Live. Like I said, if you enjoyed, definitely drop a like. It goes so far with supporting the channel, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are new so you can continue to keep up with our Showdown Lives when they do go up. I will be trying to do at least 3 Showdown Lives per week, so definitely be on the lookout for those. Schedule on that coming soon. I still haven't really figured out what would work best for my schedule, so I'll continue to kind of evaluate that in the meanwhile. And once again, let me know what you guys thought of the team. I know we got kind of crit a lot and some really meaningful crits in some of these battles, so we'll definitely be bringing this team back and see if we can do better with it when Lady Luck's on our side a little bit better. But definitely know what you guys think of the team. Let me know if you're really excited to use some different Pokemon that we weren't able to use in VGC 17 and VGC 18. And once again, definitely throw any teams that you have found success in Battlespot Doubles with. Throw it in the comment section and let me know that you'd want me to use it, and I'll definitely give it a strong consider. But thank you guys so much. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. Peace.